The first bad habit that new graduates are making in their careers is that they procrastinate the important work. For example, between speaking to customers to gather insights or formatting a presentation slide deck, which do you think is the more important work? Speaking to customers and collating insights and putting together for everyone to understand is obviously more important work because it helps everyone work better and more smartly. Unfortunately, new graduates end up spending way too much time on shallow work, things like formatting documents and keeping up with Slack, which don't have an actual impact on the goals. Now, I know you're probably asking yourself, how do I actually get some important work? All I'm getting right now is unimportant and shallow work. How do I actually stand out and make sure that I'm given real responsibility? Once we go through all 7 bad habits that you should stop doing, everything will come together and you'll know exactly what you need to do to take your career to the next level. The second mistake is prioritizing based on our inbox. Now, most of us log into our emails in the morning and then just work through responding to all of those emails through the day. Then at the end of the day, we get a feeling that we've been very busy but haven't really accomplished much. So the biggest pro tip here is to actually write down what your big, hairy, audacious goal for the day is and then spend 80% of your day actually working towards that. Just check your email twice a day for 30 minutes each and don't let your day be prioritized by your inbox. I have another video here that talks about deep work and how that has changed the way that I work, so you should check that out next. Mistake number 3 is not having your thoughts well organized. When someone asks for your opinion in a meeting or in a conversation, they expect you to have a clear and thought out response. If you start rambling on and don't have a structure to your thoughts, people will start tuning out and just move on to the next person and forget about you. Okay, think about this. Maybe your boss asks you what your opinion is on the client focusing on increasing productivity or focusing on safety. If you don't have a clear stance and clear response, your boss will move on and not think that you have been thinking about your work very closely. What this means is that your credibility is gone and your boss will not give you such chances again. Spend time thinking about what you would do if you were in charge of actually making the decisions. Even if you're not in that situation, forcing yourself to think from that standpoint will make sure that you think about all the aspects of the decision as well as organize your thoughts in a few different pros and cons for each situation. Have strong opinions and strong stances loosely held. Mistake number 4 is just being late to meetings. If you think about it, meetings are when people are setting aside their time to discuss a specific topic and a specific decision. So if you aren't on time and ready to discuss, you're wasting not just your own time but everyone's time, and I'd say even being disrespectful. Now, luckily, many businesses have moved to online and Zoom meetings, so that eliminates the time that it takes to walk from one meeting to the other. So make sure that you're constantly logged into meetings early and on time. Check your calendar at the start and end of every day so that you know exactly what to expect and how you can plan your day. Keep your calendar in mind and don't get sucked into tasks where you forget about your calendar. Set a reminder and an alarm if that's what you're prone to do. And respond to the meeting invites. Let the organizer know if you're going to attend or not so that they can plan accordingly. You don't have to accept every calendar invite, but you do have to respond to every single one. And always keep your camera on so that you're engaged in the conversation and seen as being present in the meeting and in the discussion. Mistake number 5 is not listening enough. Our brain's natural tendency is to always respond and bias towards action. So what this means is that when we're having a conversation, our brain is always thinking one step ahead and trying to think about what we will respond. You need to counteract that response and listen attentively so that you know exactly what the other person is saying and understand what is trying to be conveyed to you. If you're seen as someone who is a good listener, that's one of the core skills that is needed to move to the next level and into leadership positions. Mistake number 6 is surprising your boss. The worst thing for any manager is to be surprised during a meeting. If you have any controversial data or different opinions to bring up, always give your boss a heads up. You don't want to spring this on them in the middle of a meeting in front of others, because then they will be left with a choice of choosing to support you or potentially contradicting themselves, which is not a position that you want to be in. Now, mistake number 7 is actually the one that I think is the most important for you to go and take your career to the next level. And that's that new graduates aren't getting getting to the point. They're rambling on about data points, processes, and background without actually getting to the conclusion and recommendation that they have. This causes the listeners to lose interest and actually see you as a bad communicator. Now, there's actually an entire video that I've made on how to communicate effectively, which you can use in your messages, emails, meetings, and conversations to get noticed by leaders and actually get your point across most effectively. And if you want to know exactly how to do this, then click on the video on your screen, and I'll see you guys in the next video.